Hello there! Once again, welcome to the second episode of the Microsoft Partner Quick Bytes. This session is brought to you thanks to the great support of our sponsors. We are having now 6 sponsors, which is also Arrow, Clear Media, Ingram Micro, SmartWorks and TD SYNNEX. Thank you very much, dear sponsors. Without you, I repeat, without you, these sessions wouldn't be possible. So thank you very much. I repeat once more, the whole point with Microsoft Partner Quick Bytes is making sure you get informed about the latest news, the latest promotions, the latest announcements, the latest events Microsoft is about to organize or did organize in the past. We will make sure, as part of the Microsoft Partner Quick Bytes YouTube channel, that you'll get in total 50 videos in 12 months that clearly share with you very relevant information with one single goal, making you successful. And in order to make sure that you don't miss any news, any announcement, any tip, any resource that you might want to leverage in order to be successful, I invite you to subscribe here below. There's a button, subscribe, here below at that side, and subscribe to this Partner Quick Bytes channel in order to get notified when the next session is available. Typically every week there will be a session. Maybe during sermon time we might skip 1 or 2 weeks, but the idea is to organize or to record at least in total 50 videos in the coming 12 months. So welcome. The topic of today is becoming an AI at Work CSP Insider. I'll make sure that you understand very well, very clearly what it is and what it takes to become an AI at Work CSP Insider. And most importantly, I will share with you the latest AI at Work CSP Insider news, which for sure is quite fundamental for being successful in this new fiscal year 26. So let's get started. Before I go into detail on the AI at Work CSP Insider news, let me first start by explaining what the 3 cloud solution areas are in fiscal year 26. It's much more simplified now. We only have, as you see on the slide, 3 cloud solution areas, or abbreviated CSAs. The first one is AI Business Solution. It's actually a combination of modern work and indeed business applications, or a combination of Microsoft 365 and indeed Dynamics 365. The second very important cloud solution area is Cloud and AI Platforms, which is actually all about Azure, all about data, all about infrastructure, all about AI, all about actually the cloud platform making you successful as a partner. So there Microsoft nicely combines the 3 previous separated cloud solution areas related to Azure into one single CSA. And of course, there is still one very important one, you understand very much. The security one is also always there. Yesterday, I'm not going to go into detail right now, but yesterday we had Microsoft actually explaining what the 3 cloud solution areas are and how they map to the new fiscal 26 priorities. I'm not going to discuss the priorities right now, but I wanted to share it anyway with you because it's quite interesting to see it here as part of this session. Stay tuned, because for sure in one of the next quick bytes I'll go into each of them with lots of details, and most importantly making sure you always get tangible call to actions, resources, pointers that you can leverage to be successful in each of these priority areas, let's call them. That being said, let's zoom into just one of them. Let's zoom into just one of the cloud solution areas. And I'm zooming into the AI Business Solutions Cloud Solutions area, which is all about, I repeat, Dynamics, this one, and indeed the other one, which is that one, Modern Work, or Microsoft 365 plus Dynamics. Now, they typically talk about the AI workforce when we talk about Microsoft 365, and they typically talk at Microsoft about AI business process when they mean business applications. So keep that in mind, because also that comes back in many slides, in many communications from Microsoft, both on the partner portal, both on all the communications actually they do in fiscal year 26. So remember, AI business solutions is about AI workforce and AI business process. Now let's zoom into this a little bit more. Typically when we talk about a solution area, a cloud solution area, you typically have per cloud solution area multiple scenarios. And for each of the scenarios we have solution plays, which is a combination of all kinds of resources created for us partners in order to land actually specific products and solutions in the environments of the customers. I'm not going to go in full detail again, but what this slide actually shows is that for AI workforce and for AI business processes, and if we zoom into SMB, here you immediately see what are the SMB focus solution plays for this new fiscal year. Of course, it is Copilot and agents at work, so that's not a surprise, isn't it? There is, of course, what was called previously secure productivity. It's called not today secure AI productivity. And then, of course, because it's not just about Microsoft 365, it's not just about modern work, it's also about indeed what is called today AI business process, which means there is also a topic related to Dynamics. The first one is ERP, meaning Business Central, most importantly, and the second one is about leveraging the whole Dynamics platform, which is more and more infused with AI in order to be successful. As you can see, this one is actually new for fiscal year 26. So keep that in mind. Also, this view, this information will come many times back. It's not because I'm focusing here on SMB that the others are not important, especially corporate. For most of us, SMB and corporate are the most important ones. And there you see also everything related to Power Platform, Copilot Studio, agents actually is one of them. And two new are the one related to Dynamics 365 Sales and Dynamics 365 Customer Service, which of course for corporate accounts is quite important. And again, repeat myself, for each of these solution plays, you'll get a collection of resources like slides, promotions, incentives in order to be successful. More on that in a minute. Now, let's go into the CSP Insider news first. And well, because this is the main topic of today. What is the AI CSP Insider? It's actually a newsletter. It's a marketing newsletter from Microsoft that is being posted on a regular basis, giving you information, giving you pointers, just like I'm doing right now, about things that you can leverage in order to be successful. But again, very related to, of course, AI business solutions or modern work and business applications. You can sign up, and that's my call to action. You can sign up, and I absolutely recommend you doing so by clicking. I don't know, you cannot click here in the video, of course, but below in the description you will see a collection of links, and this is one of the links I will be sharing as part of this video. Make sure that you register. When you register, you'll get an email on a regular basis that looks like this, and this is actually one that I received myself only a few days ago. That's the very most recent one that got posted by the marketing team at Microsoft. Now, what you will read there, all kind of useful information. One of them is that they explain once more what CSP Insider is all about, and they explain that this edition is very focusing on spotlighting product innovations and most important investments across the full scale that is being covered by AI business solutions. They also, They also help us remember that there was an event. Actually, the event will happen while recording this afternoon. The same team is actually organizing an exclusive CSP Insider event for AI business solutions as part of Marketing Moments. If you don't know what Marketing Moments is, check out the very first Quick Bytes recording where I explain exactly what this is about. And that's certainly a moment later this afternoon for me while recording that will share a lot of more details than what I will be able to share during this session. Now, what I will be sharing during the session are actually these 5 points. This is actually the news that this newsletter is all about, and it's important. And let me explain one by one each of them. First one is Immersion Briefings. Immersion Briefings is not a set of presentations. It's one of the many things that is made available per solution play, made available per solution area. And it's indeed presentations, but much more than just presentations. It's about demos, about all kinds of resources in order to organize 1 to few sessions towards your customers, to make them aware, to make them interested, to create intent actually in going deeper in what you are about to offer. It's all kinds of resources, as I'm showing here, to spark meaningful conversations on the Microsoft platform, again related to AI business solutions. The idea is that you bring together at least 10 customers into a single event. It could be online actually, but certainly it is something you'd rather want to do in person, and bring together 10 customers and inspire them with an immersion briefing. It is recommended to do that specifically to bigger organizations, but at the end of the day, it's important to realize that all the resources made available to organize these kind of immersion briefings are, of course, for you free to use, even for just one customer or customers that are much smaller than that. But keep in mind, and that's the whole idea, with all these briefings and all the other resources that are made available, Microsoft will reward you with an incentive if you meet specific conditions. Now, in this case, the conditions, I'm not going to go into detail. That will be a topic of one of the next sessions. Go to the Partner Incentive Guide, which will explain for all the things I will be covering today, each time the very specific requirements. That could be that you have an MICP agreement and of course an MCI enrollment, but it could also be typically that you have a certain designation or a certain specialization. So that is very important to realize. Indeed, in this context, there are quite some resources available depending on what kind of solution play we are talking about. There is one specific for the Copilot Plus agent. There you have the download link. There is a specific one for secure productivity, and there is indeed a specific one for Business Central. Also, see the other link that walks you through on what it takes to organize such a briefing. Now, again, what you see here, the first two are very related to AI workforce, and the second one is very related to AI business processes. If we go into AI workforce, and there it becomes really interesting, Microsoft did nicely map it to what they call MSAM, the Microsoft Customer Engagement Methodology. And that's one of the big things they did do this fiscal year. They did do that for every single incentive, every single announcement, every single actually promotion is nicely mapped to the MSAM. Now, what is MSAM? It's actually, and I will do a session on this later, but it's actually the cycle you typically go through with the customer in order to help them to be successful. And in this case, we are going to, and actually this nicely maps to what you very well know as pre-sales, transaction, and post-sales. There you see the nice mapping. And what we will show you is for each of these solution plays, Copilot and agents at work, secure AI productivity, they provide resources. In this case, there is indeed specific to Inspire and Design. There is one specific to Copilot and Power Platform, and there is one for secure productivity, immersion briefing. So all kinds of resources to organize 1 to few sessions towards customers. And remember, go to the MCI guide to understand what the conditions are to even get rewarded for that with money actually. That's very important to know. The same thing goes if you check Dynamics 365 perspective. There you'll see also that there are many solution plays, and per solution play, some of them, in this case only one of them, there is a specific set of resources to organize Business Central immersion briefing sessions, one-to-few immersion, or one-to-many even. 1-to-few makes more sense, 1-to-10 let's say, 1-to-15, well it's few, it's many, like you wish. So this is the first thing that I wanted to share with you. If I go back to the overview, the second point on the slide was all about envisioning workshops, or what they call here envision and proof of concept engagements. So next to immersion briefings, Microsoft also provides what they call envision workshop resources. It's actually also a kind of workshop, a kind of session that you have, but typically one-to-one with typically customers that you have been identified, that you have been able to identify during an immersion briefing as really interested, and with those you might organize an envision workshop where you might even set up a full proof of concept environment. Also there, Microsoft is again providing us all kinds of resources. And again, if you meet some conditions, you can be funded for that pre-sales work in a very interesting way. Again, the conditions are all available in the incentive guide. And again, we share with you all kinds of resources, again, nicely mapped to AI workforce or AI business process. If we check out AI workforce, what you see on the slide that I already shown, that indeed still we have now an Envision workshop, Envision and POC for Copilot and Power Platform, one for security productivity and one for cloud endpoints. Even cloud endpoints, it's important I guess, but that one was probably more positions to corporate accounts, but then again it's certainly an important one to check out. And the same thing goes for Dynamics, the same thing goes for AI business processes. There is also, next to the immersion briefing, there is also an ERP, Envision workshop, which is actually also including Business Central, not just Dynamics 365 Finance, but most importantly, this one. So this is a very easy story to understand, and that's what is so nice about Microsoft's approach, the Microsoft next step in MCI, in their promotions. They nicely integrate, align everything much better than they already did actually last fiscal year. Now going to the next one is about promotions, and that is more related to the transaction, not so much to pre-sales, not so much to post-sales, but actually to the actual transaction. Again, what is it? It's a set of promotions, these two promotions more specifically, which are not new actually, but which got extended. The first one is the Copilot Get It Started offer. It's actually an offer which is extended until the end of the first quarter of fiscal 26, so until September the 30th. And it's actually about getting a discount of 15% for the first 10. And during the time that the offer is available, you can go up to 2,400 seats, always at that 50% discount. So that's what this is all about. This is not a new promotion, but certainly interesting to know that it still runs until the end of first fiscal year. And of course, when you use this getting started offer, you could use it as just an offer to sell things at a lower price, but more importantly, you will want to combine it with your specific services. You will bundle it with your additional services. And also there, Microsoft is providing an offer landing page, and most importantly, even full blueprint of how such an offer could look like. So again, this is not new, but probably something you will want to leverage as part of this promotion. Keep in mind that they are actually reviewing the promotional structure of this. It might disappear, it might be extended, we don't know. But clearly, if you have an important customer that you foresee that get onboarded with at least 10 subscriptions, it should be a no-brainer. Make sure you bring in the revenue already this quarter and don't wait until like December. That is the whole point of this message. The other one, and this is actually the old slide that I'm reusing, showing actually also the link to the promotion details. You can go to the global promo readiness guide, which has lots of more information on how to use all these things. The other promotion, which is not new, is related to E3 and E4. First of all, as you know, we got introduced into a 3-year offer. You can actually offer at a discount of 10% a fixed price for 3 years. So that is the first one. And the second one is about also new customers that don't want to take a commitment of 3 years, but want to go from Business Premium or from Office 365 E3 to a Microsoft 365 E3. They now also get this promotion that you can leverage until September again, until the end of the first quarter. The first one is actually available until the end of this calendar year. So keep these two in mind. So these are the promotions. Again, 2 links. And if you put it on the slide, it's actually there under Empower and Achieve under Transactions. So the modern work CSP incentive, that's clearly related to all solution plays, not just one of them. So that is important. Actually, the same thing exists for AI business processes. I'm not going to go into detail, but there you see, if you go to the websites of Microsoft, you'll find indeed also the same kind of CSP incentives for each of these products for you when doing the transaction. And then number 4 is about the deployment. It's about what is available when we do the post-sales, when we do actually the deployment, because the deployment comes at a cost. And the Deployment Accelerator is about providing you as a partner resources, of course, but also co-funding, co-investment that you can leverage in order to bring down the cost and to actually accelerate the success that you typically achieve with that. Again, check out the incentive guide for details. I'll go in the next session, in one of the next sessions, on each of them in much more detail, going through the MCI guide and explaining very well what it means. Again, here are the resources. These resources are all related to Microsoft 365 AI Workforce. And again, if you map that to this very nice slide I've been creating yesterday evening, it took some time, you will see that it's about 2 things. It's about the Copilot with Power Accelerate, and it's about the Microsoft 365 Accelerate. The first one relates more to Copilot and agents, and the second one relates very much to security, the security functionality in Microsoft 365. So this is post-sales. It's really making sure that Microsoft co-invests in actually rolling out and achieving adoption actually. And voila, I think it's quite clear. The other thing that I wanted to share is that Microsoft typically talks about Copilot plus Power Accelerate and Microsoft 365 Accelerate and Cloud Endpoints Accelerate. It's actually the umbrella term for all the incentives that are being provided pre-sales, transactional and post-sales. And these are the names that you will see coming back. In one of my next sessions, I will explain very much what you see on this slide. I'm not going to cover it right now. It explains, depending on the size of the customer, what you will get. And you see, for instance, for Copilot with Power Accelerate, that's one of the things I like very much, that the Immersion Briefing is even available for customers that need less than 500 seats. And there is a reward of 2K. That, just as an example, is something I'll discuss in one of the next quick bites. Voila, so I think this is clearly explained. The slide should be self-explanatory. And then the next thing is number 5, the last one. And the last one is all about business application vouchers. I'm going through that very fast. There is the Business Central Migration Voucher, and there is also a CSP Deployment Voucher. Again, this will certainly be one of the next topics where we go in much more detail what it is and how to claim them. Very interesting. And they certainly come again with quite some resources. Check out the blog also explaining exactly what it is. I could have mapped it again to this nice slide I created yesterday, but you got the point. You see how it works, and you will certainly understand everything. In closing, Upcoming events, actually this afternoon, and while you are recording this session, you might have missed it. The recording will become available under the webpage of Marketing Moments. Check out the first video in this channel, which explains where you'll find more information of that. And there is, of course, also the Level Up CSP bootcamps in September on the topics nicely and the audiences nicely shown here. I think this is certainly something that you might want to plan already now during summertime so that you are up and running by the mid-September timeframe this fiscal year. Voila, this is what I wanted to share with you. Quite a lot of information again, probably a session that is still too long for what I intended to realize through the Partner Quick Bytes, but I hope at least that I triggered something, that I showed you again where to go, what to do in the next coming weeks in order to prepare for this fiscal year in order to be successful. These were the two topics that I wanted to cover. This is actually it. So this is what I wanted to cover as part of this episode. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, also Arrow, Clear Media, Ingram, SmartWorks and TD Synnex, and most importantly, please click the button here below, subscribe, so that you get notified on the next episode of this Quick Bytes sessions. Thank you very much and enjoy summertime, of course. Bye bye.